Okay, good afternoon. We're here at UC Santa Cruz, and we're going to talk with a media liaison on behalf of the student protesters and activists here to learn a little bit more about how this has developed and where we're at now.
Yeah, absolutely. So we started 2 weeks ago, a little more actually, at the Corey Plaza. Our encampment first came out on May 1st. It was after a large May Day rally, which was celebrating International Workers' Day. And we started the Students for Justice in Palestine started the encampment officially at that point. We entered into negotiations with admin, which have since basically fallen through, but we're still here. We're still advocating for our demands. And then this morning, the camp moved, at least for some time, down here at the base of campus to once again join in solidarity with our striking friends, the UAW. Also, we're continuing in solidarity with labor, which is super important to us, and we're putting a lot of pressure on admin to concede to our demands.
Okay, and so for people who don't know what UAW is, can you explain that?
Yeah, UAW is United Auto Workers, which is a large national union. UAW, the chapter which is in California that represents the almost 50,000 UC graduate students, researchers, and TAs. They've all decided to strike with us, and so Santa Cruz was the first school to say, yes, we're standing up, we're striking, basically against the academic repression against student protesters at UCLA, San Diego, more recently Irvine, and so we are really happy to have them here fighting for Palestine with us. Yeah, academic amnesty is one of our core demands. We don't want any repression or consequences for people who are exercising their First Amendment rights to speech and to peaceably assemble, and that's incredibly important to us. We've seen pushback against students across the country, different universities, and we've also seen pushback at this school during past strikes, during past protests, during previous political action, and so we're very wary of that happening. That's why it's one of our core demands, and it's why UAW is striking today.
Okay. So I want to ask you, I told you that I'm from Humboldt, right? I'm here to see what you guys are doing and how it's similar or how it's different. I wonder if you had seen the police response in Humboldt at Cal Poly.
Yeah, we saw that they took over a large portion of their school. We're very proud of them for putting so much pressure on admin. We still obviously join in solidarity with our friends and our comrades at Cal Poly, and we're very impressed and we're very moved by their movements. We're standing with them as many of them were arrested. We're hoping that those charges are dropped and Cal Poly concedes as well. But so far here, we've put a lot of pressure on our own admin, and we're very happy about that.
Okay. And then here at UC Santa Cruz, in contrast to Humboldt, what has the police response been so far, maybe from university police?
Yeah, at Humboldt, we know that they called in militarized police very, very quickly. Luckily, that hasn't happened here. We have not had any really direct or unfortunate interactions with police at this time, and we're very happy about that. That's basically enabled us to continue fighting for so long, and it's basically one of the reasons why the camp has been so peaceful. We know that at other universities, the moment the police comes in, that causes so much more tension. They're really the outside agitators in many of these cases. They're peaceful before until the police come in, and so we've stayed peaceful on our own accord, and so luckily we haven't had any really negative interactions with the police, although we are prepared if they want to move in, silence our speech. We have protocols and stuff to peacefully resist.
Right. I did see legal observers are in action here. Can you tell me about some of the other measures that you guys are taking to organize and to protect your free speech?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have some students who are going to stay here 100% of the time. They're going to be here 24/7 until divestment happens. And obviously that's a tall order. We can't expect all students to do that. So we have some that will leave, some that will kind of come in and out. And we're very grateful for National Lawyers Guild to be here all the time to make sure that nobody's rights are being infringed upon, and yeah, we're very thankful for that.
Okay.
So we're basically just trying to keep an eye out, make sure police don't come in and try to silence our speech.
I also wanted to ask you about how student journalists are being treated in this context here on campus or local media. What kind of a media response are you getting? And how is student journalism playing a role?
Yeah, so City on the Hill Press is our student media here. We've also had student radio, and they've both been great with coming and doing interviews, posting our side of the story, whereas other media might only go take the admin's word for things. So we've been really happy to have them here. They're on call, if we need anything. The media gives us a great legal protection because they're filming stuff. We see at other universities the media is there to capture moments when police brutalize students, and so we're happy to have them here in case that does happen. Just add really quickly that in a recent letter to the community, Chancellor Larive labeled some of our rhetoric as anti-Semitic, which is something that we 100% we go against. We do not, obviously we don't support anti-Semitism, but we also condemn her labeling of our rhetoric as anti-Semitic. We totally refute that notion. We have so many Jews here at camp. We did an internal poll, about 30% of our campers are Jewish, which is a really substantial number. And so when there's such a great group of Jews and the admin is trying to silence that speech, we think that's actually more anti-Semitic. We think that it's anti-Semitic to try to conflate Judaism with the state of Israel, with Zionism. We don't have any loyalty. I'm a Jewish student here. We don't have any loyalty to the state of Israel. We have loyalty to our comrades. We have loyalty to fellow Jews. And so that's where the fight for Palestine is really coming from. We have loyalty to the oppressed people around the world. Us Jews should really know what that's like. We know what it is to endure genocide, and so we know it when we see it, right? We can recognize that the ethnic cleansing and genocide of Palestinians is real, and it's being perpetrated by the state of Israel, and we're going to stand against that, and we're going to go against any accusations of anti-Semitism, and we're going to call out anti-Semitism from the state of Israel and from Chancellor Larive when we see it.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Can you ballpark a number for me? Like, how many students are involved as of today?
Well, there's been so many more students out today than we've had normally. Obviously, our numbers spike when there's like a rally. People get involved that way.
Yeah.
I don't know. We've had several hundred out today, maybe 500. But we have about 100 campers every night. I'd estimate maybe between 100 and 150 campers on a normal night. But not only that, is we're serving about 500 plates of food a day. That's 100% like donated from the community, cooked by our lovely care team. And they've been really keeping us fed, keeping us nourished, which we're very grateful for. Something I can add is we've had students, some are unhoused, some are disadvantaged in some way, and they'll come up and tell the organizers that this is the only way that they can get 3 hot meals a day. The university has completely failed in that sense. They keep upcharging for dining hall swipes. They keep making it harder to get on-campus resources, and instead we've brought that community need to the students, to the Santa Cruz area, and so that's something that we're extremely proud of. We're not just talking about how we can better our community. We are actually doing it. We are providing for students here and outsiders, and so we're very, very, very proud of that.
That's great.
Yeah.
I saw a similar thing. I just thought I'd add this in. I did see that happening also at Cal Poly Humboldt, where Food Not Bombs was present every day, I think, on campus, holding down the kitchen, and people were definitely being fed constantly.
Yeah, I think here we have kind of internal kitchen staff, but I think Food Not Bombs has also been contributing, so we're very grateful to them.
How do you guys feel about the water jug, the Boink?
The Boink? Well, obviously we don't advocate for any violence or touching of police, but we can, or at least I can say that was a pretty inspiring moment, I guess. That was definitely a symbol of our movement, the water jug, and so
I've seen a few around. That's what prompted me to ask.
Yeah, I don't think that anyone's going to be hitting police officers with water jugs.
For water.
They're going to be banging them as a drum, but it is a bit of a symbol of this new movement, which is kind of funny.
It's been incorporated as a symbol?
Perhaps, yes.
Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't speak to anything that like our club or our encampment is planning like directly, like what's the next move, but what I can say is people are going to stay here encamped in some capacity until divestment. We understand that takes sometimes the institutional change that we're looking for. We're not just looking for some committee that the admin can offer up that will investigate investments or the budgets. One of the things they offered was to disclose already publicly information on the website about the budgets and stuff. We're not looking for anything like that. We think that's totally BS. We think that's nothing, and we're going to be here until divestment happens, until we get our demands. And again, we understand that takes a long time. During South African apartheid protests and during Vietnam War protests, those things took years, and so we have people who are extremely committed. Almost everyone here is just absolutely, everyone here is for the cause, and is going to stay until our demands are met.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So you guys are in it to win it for
We're in
the
it
long
to win
haul.
it. That's right.
Okay, thank you for sharing all that. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thanks.